Leo Dreger here. I want to talk to you about viruses and worms. This is a very fun section. Now, most of us have experience with a virus or a worm in some sense, meaning that we've been a victim at some point. This is why we all run antivirus software. But there's a lot more that goes into it. So now, from the eyes of the penetration tester, you get to construct these viruses and worms yourself. Ultimately designed to trick the end users into clicking on it or executing your applications, which is a lot of fun because it's either hit or miss. It either works or it doesn't. You're either going to be caught by antivirus or you're going to evade it completely. So let's talk about some of the basics here. There's the stages of basically viruses and worms. Somebody's got to create the virus and worm. Somebody's got to deploy it out there. It's got to be replicated. It's got to infect systems. Then ultimately there's going to be some sort of detection mechanism with that. Then antivirus signatures and the different ways to detect viruses and worms need to be created. And then also the countermeasure needs to be deployed. So there's a whole life cycle involved with viruses and worms. So the interesting part about this whole module is that it stems, it has its root with malware analysis. So it's its own field of study. So there's multiple types of viruses, whether it be metamorphic or polymorphic. We'll get into those as we cover the labs, but there's multiple different types. Also, the popularity of applications has skyrocketed at this point. Well, it used to take a lot of knowledge and skill to create viruses and worms. Nowadays, you can actually use virus construction kits or worm construction kits. So I'll show you how to use those as well. Also, we're going to talk about the countermeasures. And real quick here, there's really three major areas in which you can detect viruses and worms. There are three different major categories. You have an integrity-based approach. This would include things like hashing systems, kind of like software like Tripwire, in which if anything changes on that system, well, your signature or message digest will change, and therefore you'll be able to detect that infection. The next type is knowledge, signature, or rule-based. Kind of different words for the same thing. This is its own category. But the magic to this type of detection mechanism is somebody has to have the knowledge to write the signature. If you don't have the knowledge to write the signature, there's no way for you to detect it. And then lastly, there's the final category, which is profile, anomaly, statistical, or behavioral. Again, different words or different techniques realistically to discuss the same thing. Now, these are important because this is where we baseline a system and define what good behavior is. Once we know what the good behavior is, well, then anything not recognized is automatically flagged for the administrator to review. And then we'll discuss some of the common countermeasures and common antivirus style software that's out there. So this is a really fun section. So I look forward to seeing you in the labs.